Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly trade video for Friday, September the 11th, 2020. 19 years since the terrible 911 situation, so hard to believe. I'm sure that subject line caught your attention with the high system accuracy, but here's the thing about it. Trading system accuracy simply, in my opinion, does not deserve the attention that most traders give it, okay? I think that it leads to, I think it's misleading in a lot of cases, and I also think it leads to false expectations and disappointment. Because the thing is that most people are very drawn into something that sounds like it wins a lot. And that's because winning feels good, losing doesn't feel very good. Nobody likes to lose, or they haven't embraced the idea of losing. So, and that's the amateur of amateur traders. Professionals don't have that thinking. They're fine with losses. It's part of the deal, right? So it's when you talk about 90%, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. In this video, I'm going to show you a guy that had way over that. But don't for one second think that because it's high accuracy that it's therefore profitable. It might not be. So I'm going to tell you about a trader today that his accuracy was actually close to 100%. It was quite amazing. And he made millions of dollars with this strategy until he didn't. I'll tell you about that in a minute here. And and I think I can't remember exactly. I think he peaked out at around $10 million in profit. And then I'll tell you in a second what happened after that. But he was actually, this is back when I was a futures broker. He wasn't my client. He was a client of another broker in our company. So what he was doing is he was selling options. Now, if you don't understand options, don't worry about it. That's not the point of this video. It's just to talk about system accuracy and the relevance of it. But he was selling, options, and I just want to talk about the fallacy of thinking that you need some high system accuracy in order to be profitable when you're trading, because it's just not the case. He sold out of the money puts and calls on the S&P 500. This is back when he was trading the big contract, not the little minis, the big boys. And he, sell tons of these things, like hundreds of thousands and into the millions of dollars. When you sell options, you take in premium, okay? And he would sell like sometimes a few hundred of them at a time. It's big money. So he was going along just fine. These kind of, they almost always make money until they don't. And what he did, he just waited for them to expire. That's all he did. That was his exit strategy. So then two things happened. Two things happened that scared him. First of all, when he was with our firm, he had a very large position on. The expiration date was coming up, and he was very close to being in the money. He might have even got into the money, which is a losing position. And he luckily for him, they finished out of the money. He collected all the premium. Keep in mind, this strategy has an unlimited loss potential. There's no limit to how much you can lose. You can lose everything you have and then some. It's really serious. So you better have something in place for that. So that was his first scare. And our firm got a little bit, they didn't want that much liability sitting in front of them like that. So they put restrictions on his account because, you got to meet these huge margin requirements and that. So what he did is he kept a little bit of money with our firm, and he took the bulk of it and moved it over to another large brokerage company that everybody here would know about, but it doesn't matter who it is. And he started doing the same strategy there. Scare number two came up, and this one was a big one. He was selling call options in a rising market, and of course they were going into the money, and he was getting more and more behind, and he got some big margin calls. And he told the company, don't liquidate my position. I'm going to come up with the money to cover my losing position here, and just don't liquidate it. And of course, he couldn't get the money in time. It kept going against him. They liquidated. He took a gigantic hit. It was like, it might have been the full 10 million. He lost, I don't know if it was all of it, but pretty much the whole thing. It was like gone. And he had a position on our company too, which was also gone. So he's liquidating everything. Lawsuits ensued. It was like a real gong show. So it was over in that, and the bottom line is his goose was cooked. There was no more golden eggs to be laid. And after that, he was done. And don't forget, like, because he had zero defense. He had no way to get out of these trades except to let them expire. Like, if it went against him, he'd just wait and hope that it came back. So he had no defense, no defensive strategy at all. The point is, he had extremely high accuracy, right? He had extremely high accuracy when you consider wins versus losses, okay? But as you can see, high system accuracy does not guarantee that you're going to just be profitable all the time at all. It might feel good, might make you feel like some kind of a superhero, invincible, and that kind of thing. But it does not ensure profitability all the time. You might remember the turtle traders. These guys, Richard Dennis, took $5,000 up to about $100 million. Okay, you know what his accuracy was? Depends where you read, but anywhere from 30 to 50% accuracy. That was it. The rest of the time he lost. Went from $5,000 to $100 million. So something to think about. You also have to remember that system accuracy is quite dependent, very dependent on trade management. And everybody manages trades a bit differently, but it makes a big difference in the viability of your strategy. For example, for us, I'll just tell you, in September right now, we've had about 11 trades. Actually, we have another trade, a 12th trade on today that's profitable. It's actually in a no-lose position right now. But we've had some small wins. We've had some 2-to-1s. We had an over 3-to-1, and one of them was well over 4-to-1 reward to risk. So making everything really profitable, because our losses are super small. And trade management is such a huge thing, and we have specific trade management protocols in place that we teach our traders to make things as objective as we possibly can. Okay, so don't get too excited about high system accuracy when you hear about it. You need to understand the system, you need to understand risk management, and you need to understand trade management. They all have to mesh. Okay, super important. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to tell you about. Just to make that point about system accuracy. If you like this video, sure appreciate a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Hey, make sure you subscribe too, because my Coach's Corner partner Darko puts out videos as well, usually a couple per week, because we get questions from people. Darko makes up a little video, puts it out there for everybody, and they're really good little tips and things that I know will help people. So yeah, subscribe and click that little bell when you do, so you get notified when either of us put out a new video. I think that's about it. Yeah, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Thanks so much for listening in to these videos. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.